Hello guys, and welcome back to yet another game of the League of Legends. Today we have my brother playing with me, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting game. But first off, we actually got voted in to play this week ADC Teemo, which is someone who I've played before and do enjoy. And we're using our Happy Elf Teemo skin again, so hopefully we show you guys a pretty fun game. And let's go over the teams while we get into lane. We have top team, ADC team. I forgot my role already. Jungle Master Yi, my brother, Des Bloodline. Echo mid. Tahm Kench, the new champions, top lane, and support Gragas, which I think is interesting. We have ADC Teemo and support Gragas. I believe they have top Zed, jungle Hecarim, mid Akali. It could be top Akali and mid Zed, but the teleport makes me feel like he's gonna be top. Then they have support Tahm Kench and ADC Ashe. I'm gonna walk into this bush. Bravery suits me. I like going up and making sure maybe I can get off some really early aggression. By the way, if you guys have never seen this before, if you can't use a health potion, it's kind of grayed out saying, oh, you don't need it. Oh, and by the way, I was a little too forgetful. My brother still needs his leash. But it's a good thing. Oh wait, we started with poison. I thought we were starting with our blind. Oops. Whatever. We'll just take only a few auto attacks and try not to have our poison steal the Gromp. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We should be able to just get off a few auto attacks and let the poison tick down a bit before leaving. So let's see. Tahm Kench. As a champion, he sounds like a lot of fun. I'll have a lot of fun myself just eating people. But Teemo ADC is going to be a bit different now, considering everything. But I'm going to just go ahead and back off. Now, and let's see, probably the biggest thing with starting with E is you can get off a lot more attack damage poke, because like all that extra dot will be very useful in like poking down your opponents. But it's gonna make it like a little bit weird to CS, because it might just like poison isn't very consistent damage unless you get AP. So it's probably better to just try to let them get low enough so an auto attack will finish them off. But that also means you can kind of poke a bit. And you want to avoid getting spat on by Tahm Kench. And one thing about getting like ADC Teemo is he's pretty good when you get his Q. Simply because it's going to give you the ability to blind your opponent. And really kind of like trade auto attack wise without getting too much like hit back. You kind of like can prevent taking some damage. Okay, so that's pretty much ADC Teemo. I mean, the poison can help take them down, but it's very unreliable in terms of trying to actually do anything in terms of farming, because as you guys see, like, unless I constantly auto attack and get the last auto attack, it's usually going to be somewhat of a miss. And Tahm Kench is proving himself to be a bit annoying because he keeps poking us down with his abilities. So let's go ahead and get off blind there so she can't really fight us. Oh no, turret, don't do it. Yeah, the turret stole the minion from me. And the minions are stealing the minions from me. Well, that was pretty good on Gragas' part. He ended up auto-attacking so that my auto-attack did kill him. Or at least the minion I was aiming for. Now we have to be careful about Tahm Kench, because he can eat minions and just spit them at us for some good damage. We couldn't get that last minion there. So just gonna start off getting out W now. That would be it's a pretty useful skill, as it allows you to kind of like get in the enemy's faces a bit faster. So let's see, right now I'm beating the Ashe in CS, which is a bit surprising considering how much I've been missing, because I have been missing a few, but I guess Ashe probably missed some too. Maybe taking some more time to poke than not. So yeah, I guess that's all fine. Tahm Kench hasn't been too much of a problem, considering we were able to heal back up with a single potion and just over time healing. But we got to be real careful from now on. We don't want to get caught up, because he can definitely take a big eat enemy champions if he's acquired a taste for us. And he can also eat allied champions. Like if you wanted to spit the why do you eat the siege minion? I mean, I guess to throw it at us, but I mean I thought it might have made it harder for the Ashe to try to get the siege minion, which would have been somewhat bad. So it seems like our supports are trading a bit. I'm only like going to be careful because I'm afraid the Ashe is going to throw off Dang, my blinding shot didn't do its job correctly. I didn't get off the last hit with that siege minion, so I ended up missing it. So that's a bit sad. So I'm going to power up my blinding shot, because actually, upon leveling it, it gets a very long kind of like duration, which is in the end awesome, because the longer the opponent is blinded, the more like better off your auto attack trades are going to be. So try to keep the minions out of perhaps tower range, so you know the tower doesn't kill them for you. Try to gain up enough gold for your item before backing. The usual ADC thing. Teemo isn't too different from the actual ADCs, unless you consider like he's an AP champion and scales AP wise, but his biggest strength as an ADC is his blindness. So you got to make use of that in trading. And his ultimate is actually somewhat useful as well, just simply because it gives you this kind of like minefield of damage. Though it's more of annoying just trying to go ahead and piss off your enemies, by making it hard for them to approach you. Because if you can keep on like grabbing them or like slowing them with it, it allows you to catch up to them like if they're running away. So it's good to just kind of have down if you want to try to just make it an uneven fight from the very beginning. Gonna throw down and get that last one, and we missed that one. Gonna miss this one too, but whatever, we've leveled up. So right now, if you guys look out, it blinds the target for 2 seconds, which is amazingly strong actually. If you guys can't really underestimate that. Just 2 seconds of complete and utter one-sided auto attacks. That's, if you have a good amount of auto attack speed, could be 2 auto attacks from your opponents that they'll miss, which is just amazing. I don't know why Gragas took that. Guess you know he does want a little bit of fun being Gragas. He's not usually played as a support, but he has been played as a support before, and he can be fairly strong if played right. So you know you can't underestimate it. That poke splash damage is just immense, which is annoying because he keeps like coming around from pretty much it's kind of hard to escape, because even if he doesn't hit you dead on it with it, you still take a bunch of damage from the splash, because being an ADC, you're going to be building pure damage. You're not really going to get any form of defense until perhaps later game with some resistances so you don't die. But if you guys saw that whole splash range, it's like immense, and definitely a bit dangerous if you aren't careful. So let's try not to get poked by that anyway. And it seems like Tahm Kench, instead of going the normal support start, he did get actually an amplifying tone, which did give him some good ability power to kind of get off a good early fight. So that's probably why he's doing so much damage, and I don't know, that might actually be somewhat of a good start. Let's see. It seems like our brother is having a bit of trouble actually. Died to the jungle and twice to, it looks like, the Zed. But you know, that's the prowess of Master Yi. He's actually a very good farm jungler, meaning if you decides to do it, you can actually just go into the jungle and start farming, and instead of ganking, just build up enough farm with the Devourer enchantment to just become a just a destroying monster in the late game. So if you can just like survive to the late game as Master Yi, he just becomes incredibly strong, to the point where it just gets kind of ridiculous, and with his Alpha Strike, he can almost dodge any kind of skill shot or targeted ability for a small duration of time, so that's pretty good. So let's see, Tahm Kench is also building a bit of a different build, because he, as a top laner, he needs to go a bit tankier, and he did enter the queue as a tank since we did Team Builder, so he's going to be a bit more tanky, but he is still building some AP in order to do some damage. So let's see, looks like the Ashe has surpassed me, perhaps because I backed. I don't think the Ashe has backed yet. Gonna throw down my Q there, simply to get that without fail. We don't know where she is right now, so we should probably pay some attention and be a little bit wary-some for the other lanes, because they might be trying to roam. And I'm going to use my Teemo Shrooms just as a bit of a warding mechanism. Going to spread it out along the river. And it seems like Gragas wants to take out the Ashe. Okay, that's good. We should be able to kill her with our Ignite and whatever. But it seems like just for safety measures, the Gragas went ahead and took it. And right now, Tahm Kench is just going straight for me. I'm not exactly sure why. And Hecarim's coming in. Just gonna flash out just in case he ults, because that would be the living death of me. And he's walking right in between the shrooms, which is good because it serves no real use now, considering he was able to kind of just get in easily. But now those shrooms will be pretty deadly. It seems like Echo might be in a bit of trouble if the Zed catches up to him, but if he does ult now, okay, never mind. I was thinking if he wanted to fight, if he ulted, he would have ulted right on top of the Zed. So let's see. Look at the Grogzine build. He's not building support either. Maybe he put himself as a support, but he's probably not going support in the end. He's probably kind of going to go ahead and around and just go probably full AP, which isn't a bad idea sometimes, because the extra damage is really nicely done, and it's just sometimes really hard to do because supports don't get a lot of gold because they can't get the farm. But he does have some farm, I guess, and he does took that one kill as a to secure it, which is good. So if he does get some gold, it's all good to get some AP items on a support, because the extra damage is pretty nice, especially since Gragas has a lot of built-in utility. So he has good slows, he has his ult knockback, so he will, even if he does build pretty much full AP, he'll have a pretty good time. Okay, so they took Dragon. We're gonna just take this ward out. Maybe I took it. I wanted to take out first before I put down some more shrooms, because I didn't want them to be able to see the placement. Now it's gonna be if anyone does come in, they'll probably hit a shroom, if not more. So it'll be pretty easy to kind of take out a ganker there, which is pretty strong. It's gonna make it hard to gank from that river. Though other places that can gank from, it's something you kind of got to think about. Sure, planting it in the bush is usual because they will want to hide in the bush, but if he just runs through lane, which is a possible thing, we're going to want to have some kind of protection there too. Maybe even behind us, like across here, and try to push out the wave a bit, or push it out, and as we push out the wave, perhaps go further into the lane without shrooms. But the thing is, if we had more mana, we'd start that right away, and we want to almost have it a bit more of a surprise, so we're going to put it back after the minions have died so they don't get that. I don't think they have vision of me starting to build that wall now, so that's pretty nice, because if they don't have the vision of it, it'll be pretty nice. And there's Bradlino, one person who's made an NA account to sort of hang out with us from time to time. So, hey, gonna tell him we are recording, of course, because we don't have time to really type at this moment, so want to make sure he knows that. Our wall of shrooms is still there, so that's pretty nice. So we're going to start off with another wall of shrooms here. Let our mana build up a bit more so we can get another one down. This will definitely help us prevent ganks, and like I said, this isn't a really good skill, so we're going to go for our Q and W in terms of leveling. That will probably be the best for us, as the movement speed will be very useful. Yeah, like you guys see, that still hit us and still chunked us for quite a bit of damage. He's going a bit more defensive, I guess. Oh no. Okay, so we're going to actually stand here so they don't go ahead and destroy our shroom wall. They're not going to do too much damage, so I'm not too afraid. Just let the poison take them down. But I ended up rushing a bit and ended up messing up the shroom wall a bit, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem if we are careful. So let's see. We're actually pushing quite nicely. We're going to say that. Okay, never mind. Ash was gone for the moment, so we wanted to let our team know that. We ended up missing the siege minion. Yeah, you see, like, he's just doing massive damage to us. Like, at this point, he could do... Okay. That's a bit questionable, considering how he kind of almost blew the Tahm Kench Neo to me. And now they're running into shrooms galore. Kind of destroying my shroom wall a bit. But, you know, not too big of a deal. We're going to get off some good damage on them, so it's going to be A-okay. We just want to try to protect what's remaining of our shroom wall. And try not to get poked down anymore by Tahm Kench. And let's see. Yeah, now we're very low. If Ash did ult us, that would be pretty bad. They surpassed... Oh no, I thought they surpassed our shroom wall, which would have been nice, considering that meaning we'd still have a bit more of a shroom wall left to go. But we actually have a lot of gold now, so we're going to back up. Oh, that's... My brother actually asked a good question. That's a ghost dog. Once he gets fully stacked Devour, the ghost dog is going to combine with your weapon and give you a lot more power in your auto attacks. It's a pretty cool thing they did. They didn't have to, but they gave you a little ghost dog to follow you and be your friend. Actually, I'm going to sell that and get some boots, simply, and then power up my auto attacks a bit faster, because more auto attacks is always a bit better to get them all faster. So it seems like they ended up popping the rest of my shroom wall. Maybe, you know, they'll walk into it. And I was hoping that would save my brother's life, but not so much. And my poison isn't strong enough to kill Tahm Kench, so there's no big thing gonna happen there. But you know, maybe if he walked into a few more shrooms and like the poison lasted a bit longer, he could have taken it out. So I'm actually attacking this minion simply because I assumed that, you know, the other minions were gonna die too fast for me to actually get off that last auto attack. So I'm trying to attack the ones that, you know, I can just take out really quick. Don't know where bottom lane is. Dragon, we don't know when Dragon's gonna be up, sadly. Don't know exactly when they took it, so we can't really predict it. But if you know exactly, or at least around the time when they took it, it's usually a 6-minute time. So if you kind of like add 6 minutes to the current time when you see them take it, or when you see them, or when you see that it's gone, or whatever, depends on how long they've had it. But you can actually really kind of predict when they took it and when it's coming up, so it's not like the end of the world if you don't get it. He ate a minion, he's going to try to spit it at me, or he's going to spit it and take some more minions of his own. Gonna get off some poke on this guy. I was hoping to get off something a bit more than just that. He's going to heal it up pretty nicely, so it doesn't really matter that I did any poke to him. So he's a pretty strong, even as a regular laner, because of that. So it seems like, you know, my brother has gotten into there's a little bit of team skirmish. I'd recommend him not going anywhere near bot lane at this point, because the enemy Tahm Kench is pretty strong. Okay, but it seems like Tahm Kench has come mid lane, and I'm gonna come from behind and get the Hecarim, perhaps, and perhaps try to survive. No, I think I'm dead. Oh no, never mind, I'm alive, and I activated my move speed, so I should be moving pretty dang fast. Though I don't know where Tahm Kench is going. He's the only thing I fear, but I ended up getting the Hecarim, so he's dead. That's nice. Gonna try not to get into any area of actual vision, because I don't want Tahm Kench using his ultimate to bring him and possibly the Zed up top lane. It seems like our Tahm Kench needs some help, but I don't think I'll be able to help him, especially in this kind of point of the game. Gonna get the Greaves for the extra attack speed. And I can't really do much here in terms of buying an item. I could have gotten something else, like the crit chance from this Cloak of Agility, but in the end I'm just gonna say perhaps that Yi should go top. Just saying, to help the ally Tahm Kench, because he may be a little poorly suited for battle right now, but if they can really catch out the Akali, they should be able to do a lot of damage to her, especially with Tahm Kench. I was hoping Tahm Kench could at least try to devour the Akali and keep her under tower range for a bit, which is something that Tahm Kench can do, but he had to have an acquired taste, so he can't just do it automatically, which is probably why he ended up dying, because it was probably a really quick jump on. And we can see the enemies coming down from behind, because they just went ahead and destroyed our entire shroom wall. I guess they weren't too happy with it, so they decided to get rid of it. See if I can't dodge it. Yes! Gonna activate my ability here. He's gonna pop his shield, but I'm gonna go ahead and get off as much damage from this guy as I can. Perhaps even killing him with my poison, so that's good. Though we have to be careful if the Ashe does try to ult us. That's also like another good plan, because it's kind of similar, functionally the same as my blind with my Q. Because she'll get off a few auto attacks with me unable to do really anything to her, it's actually pretty good. Though we don't know where they are. They might actually be going for Dragon, but they might be staying in this bush, which is why it's a bit of a risk just walking up here. So we're going to see maybe if they're doing Dragon or if they've already taken it already. So we have no idea where they are. No, okay. So we're going to go back, set up our shroom wall, set up our indispensable shroom wall to kind of just protect us a bit. It's not as thorough as it was before, simply because we don't have all our shrooms, and we can only stack up to carrying 3 shrooms at once, so that's the problem with it. We can create super amazing shroom walls. It takes a bit of time, so you gotta be careful with it. Gonna put this one here because this one's about to die. Put it a bit in the center, more centered, even though I put it a little bit too off-centered. To be super effective, as long as you keep the shroom wall pretty well protected. And if you guys know, I know if you guys are going to sit in this comment, I know Teemo shrooms don't stack, but it kind of increases the chance of them running into it. And it also, the more shrooms they hit, the bigger the duration will be. So it'll actually, it is sort of beneficial to have them close together. Okay, good thing he's here. He flashed and took out the enemy Zed, who was actually getting quite fed. Okay, good. I was gonna say, I was afraid of Ash perhaps coming in and trying to ult and destroy the Gragas, so I was able to block that for him. And no problem. I ended up saving the Gragas. He's showing off a lot of strength. Master Yi's coming in. I don't know. That was a... He made of... I don't think he could really get too much far from going that way since they weren't pushed up enough. But if he helps you push the lane, we should be able to do some damage to the tower. Perhaps even set up a shroom wall a bit further ahead. Try to put it a bit more. Okay, Hecarim's coming in, so we should probably run. I'm going to blind the Hecarim so he can't deal damage to the Yi. Okay, hopefully, yeah, he's dead. There's not much you can really do there. And Tahm Kench gobbled him up for to kind of make his whatever. He usually can go ahead and use his meditate to restore some health. As you guys saw, he was restoring a bit of health, so he was able to survive a bit longer. But, you know, Tahm Kench ate him in order to kind of go ahead and stop him from completely dying. So let's see. Right now, if you guys didn't know, my brother has to step out of the room for a quick second. Though it's not too bad since he's dead. Give him some time. So let's see. Next item-wise, I'd say I'd go for something that centers on attack speed and perhaps just pure damage. Like, let's say... I almost want to go ahead and get this since they do have some tanky champions. So go ahead and get some armor penetration and increased attack speed with the Youmuu's. So that's going to be pretty dang strong. It seems like they might be going for Dragon again. They're up 5 kills. They've taken mid turret, and we haven't. And they're going to take top turret. It seems like since Tahm Kench isn't there to defend it. So that's a bit bad at the moment. But I feel like we're not too far behind, so it doesn't matter too much. Gragas and them are going in, maybe a bit too aggressively. Gonna try to set up another shroom wall here. And they shot down the arrow. And here comes the Yi. I don't know how well we can fight this. I mean, if the Yi does come in pretty well. Oh no, he's being attacked by, I think, the Zed. So we should probably go to try to assist him. But it seems like he's chased off the Zed himself, which is pretty nice. Puts off a little bit more flavor. Now that we know that their melee can't help them, we should try to push this advantage a bit. Though try not to get caught out by the Ash Arrow, because a single Ash Arrow would be devastating to anyone it hits. Gonna go ahead and flash out, considering the Akali jumped on me. And like I said, Ash Arrow, if it hits me straight on, is gonna be a lot of damage and enough to kill me. So I'm moving a bit around in a zigzag pattern just in case. Jesus, who fed the Akali? I wonder who fed the Akali. Tahm Kench is like, I did, smiley face. Because I guess, you know, Tahm Kench couldn't trade well with the Akali. Thanks. Got no gangs. And when I did, Yi died to her as well. I guess, you know, it was a bit of a struggle. Yep, that's me. You're most welcome. At least, you know, he's polite. You know what I mean? He's polite in blaming the Yi, huh? And he's taking some blame for it, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. I think he's just kind of saying it's the Yi's fault. I don't remember putting a stream up here. Maybe I did it. Maybe I didn't. Whatever. Let's see. I don't think I could have traded with the Akali evenly. I'm going to let the wave push a bit. So this is probably going to be a bit of a one-sided game if we don't get this under control. I mean, early we were able to handle it. We were probably able to handle the Ash and a few other champions here, but we're definitely going to have a bit of struggle in terms of team fighting. Though we do have a pretty good comp for getting picks off. Well, and disrupting the team fight. If we can get Gragas in with his ultimate, there's going to be a lot of damage to be done. Okay, so bot lane's MIA, though that's not really big news since, you know, they did take our turret. I'm going to try to take their turret now with my Teemo split pushing powers, or the Akali could start defending it. I don't think I could fight the Akali. Okay, my brother just said he wants to go ahead and do the dragon, but they do have vision on it, so I'd say that's a bad idea. My brother says he knows it's a bad idea. Oh, he says he wants to bait it. Don't know how well we could actually bait it. Just gonna go ahead and try to hold it off. They're all here. Yeah, not too great an idea. Don't think I mean, baiting it isn't a bad idea, but we don't have enough of our team here to actually bait it well. Yep, they ended up taking it, and my brother's probably gonna end up dying. I don't know if we could actually fight this too well. I mean, maybe if we can get on the Ash, but I'm actually very low at this point, so I don't know. Yep, so we ended up getting our butts kicked. Grog is flashing over, Tahm Kench is flashing over, trying to get the acquired taste necessary, but I guess Ash, he didn't need it because Ash ended up ulting and taking out the Tahm Kench, I mean Gragas. OMG, yee. Okay. My brother just lets insults like that roll off his back with a smile and a wink. I mean, Gragas has somewhat of a right to be mad, because I mean it's probably a little bit frustrating, but I mean, like, he's being so rude that, you know, it's just like, it's better to ignore him. He's just a rude ass nigga. No, a fat man without a plan, just running through the world and getting himself killed. So let's see, Akali is actually a pretty hard opponent, so I mean, the fact that, you know, he couldn't get off good ganks for Akali is pretty kind of expected, considering how Akali works as a champion. And Yi doesn't have the strongest ganks. He's pretty much a very farm-oriented jungler, which is probably why he probably should have just stayed in the jungle, especially against someone like Akali who has such strong early trading. And you guys see his wolf is getting a bit bigger, and once he gets enough stacks on it, he's actually gonna go ahead and get that wolf is gonna become a pretty big predator and gonna give him a lot of his own damage. So let's see, if we go after the Akali, it's probably the best choice if we can ignite her. So, you know, if you ignite an opponent, they actually can't go, even if they go invisible, they can't hide from you. Gonna put down a shroom, try not to get feared by the Hecarim, and I dead. But you know, I think my team could probably clean this up with just the Echo and the Tahm Kench. Okay, and Tahm just ate the enemy Hecarim and he died in his stomach. Zed traded his life for the Teemo. I mean, we are 2-2-5, so it's not too bad. We're not really feeding, but we're not getting a lot of kills, but we are getting gold from assists, and that team fight was a bit in our favor. I believe we almost aced them. So it was I think 3 of us died for 4 of them, so we won that. We are evenly matched again, my friend. So I guess, you know, Echo and Echo's talking to Zed, how they can kind of fight each other off, 1v1, I guess. So that's good. I mean, the only problem I say is Akali. So if we can take down Akali and focus her down very early, we should be able to make sure there's no problem for us winning team fights. The only problem now is, like, they do have turret-wise us beaten. Not by a lot. I mean, they have 2 turrets over us and not a lot of damage on our inner turret, so that should be pretty fine easily. And I think if I were to fight the Ashe 1v1, I might be able to win. It just kind of depends on everything. And it seems like they're moving perhaps bot lane, the Zed and the enemy Tahm Kench. Maybe going for Dragon, but no, Dragon's not up for a while, actually. So I have no idea exactly where they're going. But maybe they were planning on getting off some sneaky plays. And I feel like I do a lot of damage. So farming waves should be pretty easily, and I'm actually beating the Ashen farm, so I'm actually still going to be pretty strong, just simply because I do have that extra gold from farming. Though I should probably try to get out as much farm as possible, simply because if I need to really overcome the Ashe completely, I'm going to need to beat her in farm to get much more gold than she does. And it seems like Akali is seen towards the mid lane, so my teams are probably going to need me. So I'm going to be there to support our team in terms of team fighting. We don't have any wards, which is bad, so if we do get caught out, it will be a monumental collapse on our part. Going to put some shroom walls, just in case they try to enter from behind us, or try to run away. I don't know if they think, maybe they know we can see them, because it seems like Zed is just dancing or moving around like a derp face. Gonna just blind him, because it's fun. And right now, Tahm Kench has gone in, or maybe has been forced into the fight. I'm not exactly sure. He managed to pop a pretty much full life shield. Like I said, we gotta focus the Akali if we do focus anyone. So that's gonna be a bit hard. It seems like, you know, our Echo had died, but that's not too big of a deal as long as we can keep the rest of our team alive and keep this tower alive. That's all that I'm really concerned with at this point. And that should be pretty easy. I mean, they might be able to push off. But, oh wow, he just died. But Akali just shreds lives to death and everything, so that was bad. I swear, I pushed so I guess, you know, perhaps our teammate Echo died, but he meant to ult out of danger. So let's see. They're gonna get our inhibitor at the very least, maybe even if they do play it right, another tower. But I think for now we should be fine. They should probably be backing off, but that's a bit sad considering now they have such a big advantage on us that we're gonna have to really try to push our luck a bit more and make a bit more of a risky play, because we can't wait for them to make the move. We are gonna have to make the moves ourselves. We have to take the initiative. Pick out the Akali. We have. My brother's worrying about how many stacks the jungle item, the wolf gets, but I believe it can almost stack infinitely until the next patch. I don't know exactly. I'm not a big jungler, so I'm not gonna have that kind of knowledge offhand, but it seems like we could perhaps get off a sneaky dragon, make sure there's no wards here, and there isn't. So I'm gonna say we should probably get this as fast as possible. Don't want to give the enemy team a chance to kind of steal it, so we're gonna have to do as fast as we can possibly do it. They use an Ash Herald to find it, but I think it's a bit too late for them to try to steal it. Okay, my brother just mentioned that they're being pretty invasive of his jungle, which is a bit of a problem, but, you know, not too bad. I'm going to get off a Q on the enemy here. Hopefully he doesn't jump to me, but it seems like he's going to go ahead and jump to the bush and get pushed back. They're pushing top now. Just the Hecarim, actually, so perhaps if we get up there, we should be able to stop that push. And sensing the fact that we might be in pursuit soon, that Hecarim kind of just peeled off the tower, realizing maybe he was about to overstay his welcome. So let's see. We gotta go ahead and push mid back out a bit, you know, try not to let it push into our inhibitor. It really didn't matter. We almost got the Zed. Teemo. Why? Why am I being cursed out, guys? Did she step on one of my shrooms? And I know she didn't die, but I have no idea why she's getting mad at me. Why she's how have I put her in Holy Rage? That was a bit funny if you guys watched. That my poison was on him, so when Tahm Kench ate the minion there, poison was coming out of his character model, so that's pretty funny, like almost like he ate something with a nice big fumes coming out of it. Perhaps if you ate something really stinky and it was just like the stink clouds coming out of it. I'm a little afraid that they're right over the wall, which is a big possibility if they do come on us. I do have my flash. Yep, they jumped over. Gonna blind the Akali. Try to prevent some damage there. Put down a bit of shroom so I can kind of leave them around it. My shroom mines. If they do try to jump on me. Gonna see if I can take down the Akali. Flash out. Too late. Died. I have ignited the Akali, so she's still in there somewhere. So we should take her out at least. Okay, so she popped to Zhonya's Hourglass. So that's going to be bad on her part, sadly. Maybe someone could take... Nope. So this is pretty much a lost game. And the enemy ate out Tahm Kench. So I'm guessing it was mainly... they became too fed to ever contest kind of game. So let's see. I'm going to go for damage and lifesteal. Perhaps maybe see if we do survive. See if we can't just take this back. Going for a Bloodthirster for the initial shield to kind of try to protect myself from some of the burst. Though it might be a bit too late to save this game. Maybe, just maybe. Nope. I couldn't stop her. GG, well played, guys. Where's my mouse? Okay, so this is the end, guys. We have lost this daring fight. Those you guys saw, we did have a pretty good early game. And it was pretty much how the Akali got fed that ended this fight for us. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what you can do as an ADC Teemo and everything. And perhaps just kind of like show you the benefits of maybe using your shrooms differently than usual. Simply because as an AD champion, as an AD Teemo, your shrooms aren't going to do massive damage. But you use them as a whole, like, minefield. You have that whole, like, if you put up walls, you can kind of prevent getting ganked very easily unless they jump over it or do something really flashy. But for the most part, if you do those kind of walls, you kind of, like, block off the area and slow them, and it gives you and your teammates who are close by enough time to kind of react. And as Teemo, you know, like I said, your biggest threat or your biggest tool or threat to your opponents will be your Q. So you can kind of get off extra auto attacks while they're blinded and can't do anything to you. And that's kind of like I said, some other champions have strengths like that in different forms, so you gotta try to make use of them as an ADC. So hope you guys enjoyed the game. If so, remember to like, subscribe, and vote in the straw poll. No, that's not right. Never mind, guys. There's not gonna be a straw poll on this video because starting next week we're gonna start remaining supports. Which there's going to be a new version of the straw poll, which is going to be the same straw poll that's going to go over for the whole week until Thursday, in which the accumulated votes are going to be like kind of like told down on Friday, and we're going to do whoever's voted, no matter how crazy and wacky, as a support character. So hopefully you guys do enjoy that, and I'll see you guys next time on the League of Legends.